Hello friends, I'm and yes, we are back on Linux with a new video about elementary OS. Well, recently I was thinking yes, Linux Mint is the King Kong of Linux, Ubuntu is the face of Linux, Arch is the power of Linux. But then, what happened to the old legendary operating system elementary OS, which was literally the most popular, powerful and amazing Linux distribution 5 years ago? But times have changed and yet elementary OS has been as well. And today we're gonna look into its latest version. So yep, let's get right into the video, shall we? And yeah, by the way, I'm using my very own Arch Linux plus Hyperland setup. If you want to know about this setup, then you can watch my video linked in the description after this video. So yep, let's get right into it. Well, yeah, it is just in the next workspace. Yeah, there. Well, I should go into the full screen mode, shouldn't I? Maybe this one? Yep, just like that. Let me just increase my... So well, starting from US. Okay, now let's see. So and here we are at last on the desktop of elementary OS, and I must say it looks damn good and gorgeous. Like, now I get it why they liked elementary OS more than others. Well, because first the macOS like feeling, but it is not macOS, it is actually Pantheon Desktop environment. And I have an update. Well, leaving that. Elementary OS, let's just cut it for now. Hey, close. What happened? Alright, this is the welcome guide. Next. Alright then, so I believe I'm gonna go with the default bright one along with different accent colors. Let's go on with the blue one. Next. Nightlight, no. Housekeeping, we can automatically delete downloaded old temporary screenshots trash, no. Next. Get some application, I will. Automatic updates for these stuff, no. And get started. So here it is, our desktop of, well, there's the screen reader, which, yep, I heard and it was pretty bad. Then we have this, alright, so it actually changes the font size. But I believe it actually increases the DPI, depth per inch, maybe. No, maybe it is PPI, pixels per inch. Yep, well, I believe this is fine. Let's go to settings and check some things out. So go to the system, we have this operating system elementary OS 8. Wow, like 23% towards $6,300 per month goal. So as they are open source, they need contribution for people like us. I wish I could literally contribute to their project. This is actually amazing. There it is, OPPC. I have AMD Ryzen 7, 4 gigs of RAM, 28 gigs of storage, blah blah blah. Now, as a first impression, I will say though, like, the whole operating system is pretty polished, almost equal to the old Macintosh. What happened just now? Did I do something? Hello? What the heck happened? Alright, maybe I accidentally locked the whole thing. Literally. So I will say I'll just forcefully shut it down and open it again. Now, in my opinion, elementary OS 8 actually seems pretty genuine, pretty original, I'd say, as there are very less operating systems with Pantheon Desktop, and yet the new elementary OS 8 actually looks pretty modern. There it is, loading, password, and there we are. Now let's get to the full screen mode. There we go. And now talking about it, well, I literally like the cursor, but what I more like is the control panel here. It actually looks good. Let me just increase the text size for you to see. Just take a look at it. It's actually pretty similar to Mac, also similar to GNOME, and yet I actually like this one. Let me just try dark mode. Yep, dark mode actually looks good, but I'm gonna stay on light. And then what I liked, another thing with, and that is, wait, just get to the center. Alright, that's enough. Now what I most like is the dock here. You see, we have multiple workspaces. If we open multiple applications, then we have this search. Wait, it wasn't search. It was files, just with a search icon. Okay. And it actually looks pretty similar to Nautilus, but a little old-fashioned. And then their very own browser here. Web, Pantheon web browser. Talking about it, then yes, it's sort of like, wait, I have something in my mind, like this feels pretty similar. I actually maybe know what this browser is. It's actually GNOME Web, but the old version. Like, what is with elementary OS and old applications? And I believe, well, this one is actually their own elementary OS calendar, but they have this new redesigned video player. And yet I don't have any videos to play. Well then, but the main highlight which I like the most about Elementary OS is their software store. Because Elementary OS is the king when it comes to stability and latest applications. Yes, Elementary OS had a very bad past record in terms of applications and packages and their versions, but now, as this one maybe is based on Debian 12 bookworm, it actually is pretty good, and we have a very minimal set of bloatware. Well, there's actually no bloatware. Wait, they have a code application? So if I create a file and write some code, so what's gonna happen? Like, is it a compiler or is it just a writer? Yep, it is just a writer. Or maybe not. Let's try. Print 3 star A. So what's gonna happen? Is it gonna tell me that there's something wrong? Well, guess there is. It's a string. Now it should. What's this weird noise? We can collapse it, then alphabetize. Well then, at last here it is, our AppCenter. Let me just make it a little big. Yep, there we go. Now taking a look at it, then yes, I will say one thing. It's a harsh reality, but we have to accept it. Elementary OS lacks the modern design. Maybe elementary and the people think that still people like the operating system, so they don't care about the new design and the modern elegance, animations and stuff. But that's not the true reality of today's world, because the packaging of Elementary OS is not that great and people first look at the package, then the actual product. Yes, I will admit that Elementary OS gets the work done, but using Elementary OS feels a little empty. Like, not in the way of lack of applications or anything, but instead, even the multiple desktops we can see with things, it feels a little lacky. Even, well, let me just show you. Even the whole operating system of Arch, which is using just a window manager, not a complete desktop environment, still performs better. Not better, actually great as compared to Elementary OS's design. Because if Hyperland can get my work done, then I have a question like, if Hyperland can do most of my work and yet it looks pretty damn gorgeous, then why in the hell earth I'd just install Elementary OS just for the stability of the applications? Well, if I want stability of the applications, then I can easily just go to GNOME stores and install these amazing applications easily. Their stable, most stable version with the best compatibility and safety with Flatpaks. And yet I don't have to sacrifice the elegance, the fluidity, the animation. But still, I believe that there are people in the world who just don't care about looks and stuff, and all they want is just a desktop which works on low-end PCs and gets their work done. That's my opinion. Wait, this is the first time I'm seeing a paid app in a Linux App Store. What is it? This is made for Elementary OS. Outdated. It's Akira, the Linux design tool. What does it designs? Just, well, it's like a vector designing tool. Yes, I will admit this actually looks pretty good. But still, nah. Well, talking about low-end applications, then I am wondering something. Is there any system monitor? Well, there is Edgetop, so let's take a look at there. So right now it is using 1.5 GBs of RAM when I'm using multiple applications with a few websites open. So I will say it's pretty amazing for a 4 GB RAM PC, but just hear me out. Let me just first close all the applications. Well, not OBS, not the camera, so let's just leave them. And now when I open Edgetop here, you can see even after opening so many applications, it is just using 1.98 approximately 2 GBs of RAM, this Arch plus Hyperland setup. And my Hyperland setup is pretty heavy. So I have a question like, I have a full-fledged screen recording going on with highest FPS and quality along with a pretty webcam running right now live all the time, and yet I'm just using 2 gigs of RAM. And now if we go to Elementary OS, then it uses 1.5 gigs of RAM on using simple system application. Well, then I will say one thing, like if you are a low-end PC user, then you have multiple other and better options for the operating system as well, because Elementary OS 8 right now here is not that great. Wait, don't you dare tell me that it is actually resuming. You know what it means? It means that This whole operating system was running in the background, and then my RAM usage reached, well, how far? Like 2 gigs of RAM. That is just amazing. Literally amazing. Well, my honest opinion about Elementary OS is that yes, Elementary OS gets the work done and it is pretty good at, like, if you don't have any nostalgia with Elementary OS, then you will not like Elementary OS at all. Yep, that's my opinion. And if you are a low-end PC user, then you have so many options right now. Like, what happened just now? Let me just go to boxes, close it. Now let me just go to system monitor, go to processes, and then search for boxes. Oh, alright then. So boxes is now cleared from the background. Now if I open Edge Top, yep, it is still using 2 gigs of RAM as boxes is actually running in the background with the whole system. As I said, if you are a low-end PC user, then just go for Arch plus Hyperland or Arch plus even GNOME. Or if you think that those operating systems are pretty heavy for you, then there are better options as well. For example, the King Kong of Linux, Linux Mint. Wait, is now it's better. The reflections were way too much for my specs. And I believe my thoughts conveyed through the video about Elementary OS. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do, then subscribe for more awesome tech videos uploaded on this channel. Yes, this channel is not just Linux. It also includes, like almost everything which comes under the tech niche. It's gonna be on the channel soon or late in this future, maybe. And tell me in the comments, what do you think about my new tech news tech news series which is going right now? It's not going, it's actually started yet. And yes, the start was not that good. As you see, the video quality was not good, the narration was not good, the editing was not good, but still it was the first video, so I'll let it pass. Can you? And the next tech news will be uploaded the day after tomorrow. As I said, this series will be uploaded like every third day. For example, 1, 2, and the third day is the news day. Then 1, 2, and the third day is the news day. For example, like twice a week, which will actually give you all the news related to tech on this channel right now from all over the world. So you don't need to worry about being aware of the latest technology and things going on in the world, because I'll tell you that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, then subscribe for more awesome tech videos. I said it earlier as well, but still, again, it's okay. So yep, see you in the next video. Till then, I'm signing out. Again, I was again going to stop the video from this particular button. Literally. Why do I forget that I'm just using GNOME camera for camera while the recording is from OBS? Okay then, bye bye.